Grind. Oh, so you live in New York now?
I do.
Oh, that's
I do
great.
live here now. Yeah.
That's great. So you know the vibes.
I do. I know the vibes totally. I'm all over the place anyway, but it's good to have a home base here. I like the energy. It's good.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
The King is so good. I love your princess. She was dope. What was it like playing her? Because you have like such. So when we see you, it's like so powerful.
Thank you so much.
What was it like playing her?
I mean, it was incredible even just to read. The first time that I read the script, not even the script, the sides for the audition, I was just so pleasantly surprised at what a voice she had and how strong she was, especially when we're talking about a woman in that time period. I think that the voice and the strength that David and Joel gave her in the writing was really impressive to see, and I couldn't wait to play with that. But I think that it's a really nice contrast to see her and the counsel that she gives Hal at the end of the movie compared to all the men that surround him during the movie, and how, you know, their motivations are, you know, we're not sure where they're coming from or what their intentions really are. So I think that it's really refreshing to end the movie, you know, in such an honest way. I mean, she's being completely honest with him and giving him a counsel that ends up being the truest and the most important to him, you know, because she's coming from a place, you know, of no, I mean, she's being put in a position also that she's not choosing, so, you know, there's no way that she could be speaking from greed or from, you know, thirst for power or something.
Man, that really just made the movie for me, because I'm like, okay, the movie's this, and then the end comes and it made the movie.
Well,
and
thank you so much.
I have a couple of questions. They had an arranged marriage, and I'm thinking to myself, like, could I do an arranged marriage? Can you imagine that? Like, someone's like, okay, well, this is the person you're gonna be with.
I mean, it feels unimaginable to me as a 21st century woman, but I think, you know, at that time, it's all that they knew. It's all that was to be expected, and I guess all that you could really hope as a woman is that you would be married off to somebody that would, you know, treat you right and allow you to, you know, I don't know. I mean, women's lives and women's like paths at that time were so dictated, like by men, but by their families. I mean, all that, you know, you were born into a family, and that kind of dictated the path that your life would take, and all your decisions were basically made for you. So I think that, you know, this is Catherine really making the absolute best out of a situation. Not only is she being married off to somebody that she hasn't chosen, that she doesn't know, but also he's just butchered so many of her people. He's just killed so many of the French people, and so I think that...
And now you're in love.
Yeah, and now we're supposed to be, yeah, exactly. So I think that, you know, but I think she's also very curious about him. I think there's, you know, she's kind of sussing him out a little bit and trying to figure out who he really is. I think also, you know, she knows that when you're king, you're not making all your decisions yourself. You're so surrounded and you know, often being counseled by men that are much older than you, that have been around for a lot longer than you. So I think she is like sussing him out and trying to figure out who he really is, but also telling him, I think, what is so obvious to her, and clearly what is not so obvious to him.
When you're in character and you're dressed up as Catherine, what are you listening to? Are you listening to Nicki Minaj? Are you listening to Cardi B? Are you listening to Meg Thee Stallion? Like, what are you listening to when you're in this character?
No, I'm not listening to stuff like that because I feel like it would just take me out of it. Like, I feel like that's for after work. I honestly, now I feel like I have to have like set music for like a certain character or like a certain movie, but I was not doing that at the time yet, so I wasn't really listening to anything in particular. I should have been listening to kind of like, you know, music of the time, but I think when I listen to now the incredible score that Nicholas Breitel did for this movie, I listen to it now, like seeing the movie for the first time and hearing the music, it like makes everything just come to life, and so I'm like, I wish I had had that blasting in my ear for the whole time. But he did such an incredible job with the score, and even, you know, in Venice when we stepped out of the car, they were playing the music, and it just brings such an incredible energy. I definitely think that listening to music on set and everything is important for, you know, getting into that mind space. But I honestly was just trying to like spend as much time in the set as I could and really try to feel like I was like in the situation, and also just trying to keep up the French accent and practice
absolutely nailed it. I wanted you to say you know the vibes in French, but I think we have to go.
I don't think we have a word for vibe in French. I wish.